Assalamualaikum. We are from MAC503A, Group 4, for assignment MAF503 on the topic of SME. I am the Fachrunnisa, the leader for this project.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AQBAL and I will be the first presenter for the slide.
Hi, my name is NURUL BINTI AZHAR. I will explain you about financing sources for SME, which is crowdfunding.
Hi, I am AIMAN. I am going to talk on the challenges faced by SME during this pandemic COVID-19.
My friends and I are here as the consultants for SME in Malaysia. We are going to present simple yet important knowledge on SME to you.
2020 is a challenging year for most industry in the world due to outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. Besides that, the epidemic has a negative impact on the country's economy, especially the global trade and investment at unprecedented speed and scale. Now, we will go to the second slide. All of these firms must be registered with Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia, or also known as SSM. But this doesn't apply towards entitles that were public listed in the Bursa and company or firms that were owned by the government. Government linked company or GLC, and also that were owned by the state. SMEs is defined as firms with sales turnover not exceeding 50 million ringgit or number of full-time employees not exceeding 200 people. As for the services, other sectors, SMEs are defined as firms with sales turnover not exceeding 20 million ringgit or number of full-time employees not exceeding 75 people. So, we will go to the next slide. Next, we will proceed to the financing sources of SMEs. The first of all of financing sources for SMEs is crowdfunding. Crowdfunding involves funding a venture by raising finance from a large number of people or the crowd, and is very often achieved over the internet. The internet platforms are set up and run by moderating organizations who bring together the project initiator with the idea, and those organizations and individuals who are willing to support the idea. Different platforms have different policies with regard to assessing the idea seeking support and checking those willing to provide the finance. Next, finance provided by crowdfunding may be invested in the debt or the equity of the venture seeking the finance. Therefore, great care is needed when using these platforms.
Some crowdfunding is done on a capital basis where any funds raised are kept by the recipient, whereas some is done on all or nothing basis where the recipient only receives the funds if the total required to fund a particular project is raised within a given time frame. The crowdfunding platform takes a fee, which is often a percentage of the amount raised. A feature of crowdfunding is that it lets people search for and invest in ideas and projects that they have an interest or a belief in. Hence, these investors are sometimes willing to take bigger risks and or accept lower returns than would be usual. A further feature is that, just as in a real crowd, there is potential for interaction within the crowd. As such, keen supporters of a particular idea will very often encourage others to participate. Crowdfunding has the potential to be very beneficial to SMEs. It allows them to contact and appeal directly to investors who may be willing to take the risk involved in funding their new technologies and innovations, which SMEs are often so good at producing.
Bank finance is also one of the financing sources for SME in Malaysia. Banks may be willing to provide an overdraft of some sort, and may be willing to lend in the long term, where that lending can be secured on major assets such as land and buildings. However, raising medium-term finance to fund operation is often more difficult to SME, as banks are traditionally rather conservative. This is understandable as the loss on one defaulted loan requires many good loans to recover that loss. Many SMEs end up financing medium-term and potentially longer-term assets with short-term financing such as an overdraft. This is poor matching and very much less than ideal. This issue is often known as the maturity gap, as there's a mismatch of the maturity of the asset and liabilities within the business. However, banks will often require personal guarantee for the owner-manager of the SME, which means the owner-manager has to risk his personal wealth in order to fund in the company.
Hi, I am AIMAN. I am going to talk on the challenges faced by SME during this pandemic COVID-19. The severity of this pandemic COVID-19 impact on businesses is unprecedented. A lot of people have suffered financially due to this COVID-19, and a lot of businesses have turned down during the lockdown around the world. If you still remember, during the first phase of COVID-19 in Malaysia, we are shocked, and of course, the Malaysian economy are shocked because we are not expect and prepared for the worst. These are the three main reasons and challenges for SME.
So now, these are the three main challenges faced by SME during this pandemic COVID-19. The first one is to downsize their business. This is called the cost-cutting measures. Most of the SMEs indicated that the cost-cutting measures is a priority. We can see a lot of business news in the media tell us that they have to cut off some workers and to close down some of their franchise stores so that they can save up the money and focus of the lifetime for the business. Others include cash flow management, reprioritizing of business activities and investment, and adjusting wages or applying the wages subsidies. Okay, the second one is the fall in demand. As the movement control order is empowered by the Prime Minister to contain the virus from spreading aggressively in Malaysia, it gives a really big hit to businesses, especially SMEs in Malaysia. Since the people cannot work and spend their money like before to buy things, economic fallout is a definite risk. Fall in demand has occurred drastically and shocked the business atmosphere and leads the knock-on effects to other economic sectors. And also, this is the reason why the SMEs and all businesses in Malaysia hard to generate income and to sustain their business. And lastly, it is the supply chain disruptions. Of course, when everything is going locked down, it is hard for all businesses to get the supply from the suppliers. Especially for SMEs in Malaysia, they need the raw materials to run their business. And this is the big challenge for them to get their raw materials from the suppliers. And they cannot have the access since we all have the SOPs and we need to obey the law.